I'd said I make a double upload, and I will not, and I will not disappoint, because I'm about to make this review shine with colors. Okay, jokes aside, welcome to my review of Sonic Colors. Now there's action. Now just like Sonic Lost World and Sonic Unleashed, there's actually multiple versions of this game. The Wii version, aka the original version, the DS version, which is known as Sonic Rush 3, and the Ultimate version, which is the one I actually played. Oh yes, I have played the DS version, and I recall having a decent amount of fun with it. But I didn't know what the console version would be like. Well, my answer, sir, was granted. Now keep in mind that this is all my personal opinion. If you don't like this game or like this game in any right, then it's okay. Opinions are opinions. With that said, let's move on to the story. Let's start with the story. Sonic and Tails arrive in this place called the Tropical Resort. He finds these wisps. They find these aliens called wisps around their adventure, and they found out that these aliens have been captured by Eggman. Sonic saw this coming, which is expected of him because he's been enemies with Eggman since the 90s. They found out that they have to shut down generators in order to save the wisps. But while trying to get to one of them, there was a moment where Sonic was nearly controlled by Eggman. Fortunately, Tails was able to save him from being that way. Unfortunately for Eggman, this was a prototype, and this doesn't last very long. However, this was a very intimidating moment for the story, and is, in my opinion, my favorite part about it, which is why I mentioned it in this part. After several stages later, Sonic and Tails found this thing known as the Nega-Wisp armor. This is the thing from the Wisp's power, that Eggman inputted this Nega-Wisp into. To take down Sonic and Tails. Unfortunately for Tails, he wasn't able to help Sonic with this. I guess that's what best friends are for. After taking down the Nega-Wisp, along with Eggman and his theme park, Sonic was trying to get out of the theme park as quick as possible. He nearly lost. But then, this happened. This is what I call true friendship in a Sonic game. And this is how an ending of a story is done right. But do I say the same thing about the entirety of the story? I'm sorry to say it, but I don't think the entirety of the story is entertaining. In fact, a lot of it is kind of lackluster. Despite the moments that I just shown to you would be my favorite moments of the game's story, I think this story isn't isn't very good. It's not terrible. I mean, it's definitely better than stories like, I don't know, Sonic Forces, Shadow the Hedgehog, and Sonic 06. Those stories were genuinely way too confusing for the communities like Kings. Same with the Rivals stories, but it's fine. The story is fine in all things considered. Nothing here is great, but nothing here is terrible either. I do like the few references, such as
this planet, and I am going to free these aliens. No copyright law in the universe is going to stop me.
Okay. I know. Oh, that wasn't a reference. I don't think that was a reference. So that was kind of a poor sentence of word on my part. But yeah, I had to show that. Now on to the gameplay. Sonic Colors is a game where you control from Sonic from beginning to end, and it doesn't risk anything to make it less enjoyable. Honestly, Sonic controls was both like in the Sonic controls like in both the adventure games and Unleashed. The homing attack is mashed on the jump button again, which is great. And I honestly got confused why Sonic Unleashed didn't have it on the X button either. But I'm glad Colors made the controls a bit more accurate. And probably one of the only things Sonic in Colors does better than Unleashed. The boost meter from Sonic Unleashed has returned, but there is a difference from this game from Unleash's. Sonic Colors' boost feature works a bit differently. You can still run insanely fast, but instead of filling the boost meter with rings, you're filling it with the wisps, or XP from certain enemies. Which is something that I would like to get onto now. And speaking of the wisps in general, I said in my Sonic Lost World video that I didn't really like the wisps in that game, and I honestly think that these wisps work a lot better in Sonic Colors. And I know plenty of people will agree with me on that. Because let's be honest, the wisps in Sonic Lost World, it felt like that you were kind of forced to use the wisps. Now yes, there are certain moments in this game where you do have to use the wisps. But at the same time, there's at least some moments where you can do it without the wisps, and there are some moments where the wisps are optional. For the most part, the wisps help you for both making the level easier or finding alternate paths. Now all of the wisps in this game, in my personal opinion, work really good in all of their own ways. I think all of them are useful in their own ways. And all of them do help you to find alternate pathways, which is something I will legitimately credit every 3D Sonic game besides a few exceptions. And every 3D Sonic game, good or bad, aside from Forces, is in Shadow. There are actually multiple pathways you can take in order to complete the level. Okay, Shadow the Hedgehog had some things, but that was for alternate endings. But yeah, but yeah, I'm glad that most 3D Sonic games hold the sole fact that you can go through multiple stages while finding new ways to complete them. Now there's only one objective of each stage, but how you complete the objective and how you get there is completely up to you. Stuff like this is great, and you can say that Sonic Colors level design I can honestly say that Sonic Colors is another one of those Sonic games that has some of my personal favorite levels. Stages like Tropical Resort, Planet Wisp, and Starlight Carnival. Especially Starlight Carnival. Starlight Carnival, in my personal opinion, is the second best stage in the entire Sonic series. To start off, this stage is beautiful. And probably one of, if not the most beautiful looking stage in the entire series. Like, my god, it's so good. And the music is just so relaxing. And speaking of relaxing, that's another thing with this game. Sonic Colors, while definitely not the absolute best Sonic game, it's definitely one of the most relaxing Sonic games experiences that I've ever experienced. Stuff like it has relaxing music, amazing graphics. And it overall is something that I don't expect anything less from a Sonic game. And there's especially my number one favorite track in this game, which we'll get into in a bit. All in all, Sonic Colors' stages are wonderful, and I can definitely say that I enjoy I can definitely say that I enjoy every stage in their own parts. There are some acts that are a tidbit frustrating, but outside of that, these stages are great. And like I said, personal favorite, one of, if not the best stages in the series. I would like to mention the boss fights in this game. In my honest opinion, the boss fights in this game are pretty meh, in my opinion. I don't know. Oh, there's not really too much to say on these stages, on these boss fights. It's like, they're not bad, but they're also not that good either. Well, except for one. The Nega Wisp armor is one of, if not the best final boss. The Nega Wisp armor is one of, if not the most well done final boss in the entire Sonic series. There are some aspects that keeps it from my absolute all-time favorite final boss, but it's still great nonetheless. And remember when I said that I would mention my number one favorite track? Well, the second phase of this fight is literally a remixed, orchestrated version of Reach for the Stars. AKA the opening theme. I cannot tell you how amazing this song is. It is that good. Speaking of Reach for the Stars, that theme, the theme on its own is also really, really good, and the fact that, and I may not be surprised that there is a remix version of it, but let me just say, that the intro for Sonic Colors is the best game intro in the entire series. I'm not kidding. This is legit how a Sonic game intro should exactly be. Like, oh my god. This looks amazing. The soundtrack, it just sounds, oh my god. I know I already praised it a tidbit earlier, but I just have to, but multiple times is necessary. And when I say Sonic remixes are good, they are really, really good. Just listen to the Phase 2 music. Top 3 favorite tracks without a doubt. Ooh. No joke, this soundtrack is able to rival songs like Open Your Heart and Live and Learn. That's how you know it's good. Seriously, I can't express enough of how amazing the Sonic soundtrack is, and Sonic Colors is no exception. And top 5 favorite tracks easily. It may not be quite as amazing as Open Your Heart and Live and Learn, or as memorable, but it's at the very least close. I've still yet to decide if it is better than those two soundtracks, but I don't know. In conclusion, Sonic Colors is a really fun time, and this game may not have aged well to a lot of people. Well, because of, well, Ultimate, but I honestly can't say that I dislike this game in any way. I really do love it, and it honestly rivals those games like the Adventure series. I'm not joking. It's that good. It's that good. The fact that it's able to rival such an iconic series like that is just, oh my god. It's just so good. It's just so good. Dude, oh my god. This may not be as amazing. This may not be as good as Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Generations, and that's purely because of the fact that I do kind of find a bit ridiculous about the 6-act structure. Seriously, they could have made it 3 acts and make the stages a tidbit longer. And the final stage isn't that great. Though that's a pretty minor one. And the man, and it is a tidbit forgettable. It is a tidbit forgettable, I will admit, compared to a lot of the games in the franchise. But without a doubt, I still love this game wholeheartedly, and I know a lot of people are going to be wanting to pick this game up, and I know a lot of people are going to be wanting to, have been wanting me to for me to bitch and complain about Ultimate. I really didn't mind it. I thought the Tails mechanic was really well thought out, and I thought the graphics looked even more stupendous. And I thought the remixes weren't, and I thought the remixes were pretty top notch. With this in mind, guys, I definitely recommend you. With that in mind, I recommend you get this game in 100%. And I mean, come on, it can't be that bad. The game, there's a reason why Sonic Colors has been made to a remaster, because of how iconic and fun it was. This game was released in 2010 to try and make up for Sonic Unleashed's mediocrity at the time. Though, to be fair, Sonic Unleashed did age a bit better in the previous years. And unfortunately, this game didn't age very well to a lot of people. But hey, it's still great. Hey, it's still amazing. And I recommend you get this game without in any way possible. Well, it's just that fun to me. And I really don't have that much to say on this game other than definitely one of my top 5 favorite Sonic games. But it's not that I don't enjoy the adventure titles. Hell, I love the adventure games. They will always have a special place in my heart. But the boost games and the classics will always have a special place in my heart. Especially 3 and K, Mania being the two best 2D games, and Colors Unleashed Generations being the best 3D games. I still recommend the adventure games full on, but I don't know, man. The boost titles have proved to become a lot. Have proved to make a lot more of a experience than the adventure games. With that in mind, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and it's Halloween month, so expect some badass Halloween videos on this channel, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.